Hey good people, how you doing? David Taub here, co-creator of Next Level Guitar. Hope all's going well, and I hope your guitar and musical journeys are going famously. And in this lesson, I'm going to show you some different ways to get you bending strings and achieving different sounds. You know, string bending is one of the most expressive things you could do on the guitar, in my opinion. And you know, I've been playing guitar over 30 years, and I'm still finding new ways to bend strings and interesting sounds that you can get from it. So we're going to do a bunch of different things that are going to get you playing some scales that you probably already know, but maybe bending strings a little bit differently to give you different sounds in your playing arsenal. And at the end of the lesson, I'll play the complete solo, so you could see these ideas kind of spawn and cut into a solo where you can kind of see the beginning, the middle, and the end, and see the musical application of it. And if you get a second, please subscribe to the channel. You know, subscribing to the channel really helps us. It helps us to keep bringing the content, right? And it also will alert you to when we have some new videos loaded. If you like the video, please click the like button, give it a thumbs up, share it, and leave a comment below. Please let us know how you like this lesson, what lessons you'd like to see. If you have a question, let us know, and we so appreciate your support. And please check out my new record with my original band Mindcell. The record is titled Absolute. It's streaming on all digital platforms, as well as you could buy the digital album on Amazon, and you could buy the CD hard copy at CD Baby. So I really appreciate your feedback and insights on it. So this jam track is in the key of D minor. Through the solo, I'm using D minor, pentatonic, and blues scales, basically D minor blues scales, and also D Aeolian mode, or D natural minor. I love combining, you know, the modal playing or the natural minor scale with the pentatonics. So here's the licks cut out from the solo that I played. I'll show you the licks first over the backing track, and then I'll zoom in on a tight shot and explain it. So just for instructional purposes, now I have the gain turned down and the delay off. I'm up here at the 10th fret, low E string, and that's a D note. And for these bend licks, we're going to use just our, we'll say our D minor pentatonic and blues basic box shape. Looks like this. So a really good bend is bending to the root note. So let's bend this 13th fret C note up to the D note. That's a whole step. You always want to have a target note in mind when you're bending, and you always want to check it. That's a good little exercise. Check your bend every time. Now notice, I'm flat. See, I'm not bending it enough. And likewise, if you're bending it too much, see, it's going to be sharp. So there you go, right on, okay? Now, the technique when bending, notice I'm using one finger per fret, and I'm bending with as many fingers as I can. I don't like to bend, especially when I can. I wouldn't bend this with one or two. I would use all four, if you can. Just like if I'm bending this note, which we'll do in a second, I'll use three. You have more strength, and you'll get more accuracy when you get all the fingers down. And the other thing is on your fingertips. Sometimes when people bend strings, they tend to get a little lazy and they lay them flat like that. And what that does is if you lay them flat, it doesn't allow you to get that whole string up, because the string will kind of slip under the tip of your finger and your bend is going to be flat. So you want to be on the tips of your fingers. Okay, and try bending it like this. That's what I call a quick bend, right? Because this gives you a very different sound. The lick I was doing over the jam track that I just showed you, I was doing those quick bends. So quick bend and release, I call it a jerk the chain bend, right? You bend up and you let it down. And you get that wow, right? Now you could do the same thing on the high E string. In this instance, we're going to bend that flat third or that F note up to the G. So again, you want to practice that bend, right? Make sure you hit that bend. So again, bend up, let down fast. Jerk the chain. Then you can put them both together. And then with what I'm doing here on the G string, same thing. Except this time we're only bending a half step because I want to bend to the blue note. And you can end on your root note. Try to resolve your licks off into the root notes, right? So you kind of get this. Right? So that's a good kind of start or baseline to some licks, because What you could do also is pull that off to the root note. Each one you're going to pull off to the first finger. So you bend up, release, and then pull off. So here I'm pulling off from 13 to 10. Same thing, 13 to 10 on the B string. And then 12 to 10 on the G. And you end that on the root note. D on that D string, 12 frets. So you get this. Now you're getting into some kind of cool lick territory. I always say that practicing over jam tracks is just absolutely an invaluable tool for the practicing guitarist, right? To practice what you're learning, taking it and putting it in a musical context where there's rhythm behind it, right? Where you're playing over chords. It's a lot different than just, noodling around on the guitar. And if you need some good sounding jam tracks and some soloing strategies, I can help you with that. I'll send you my jam track coach for free. 6 killer jam tracks. They sound great. This comes with the tracks and 2 ebooks. And in the first ebook, I go over the tracks one by one and explain the chords, what you can try over it, some soloing suggestions, why it works. So you have a template for each track that you can practice with. And in the second ebook, all the scales that I talk about in the first ebook, I diagram them out. And it's packed with scale diagrams, neck diagrams, soloing strategy. It's a great combination. You get the 6 jam tracks, 2 killer ebooks, my jam track coach. Just click on that link below in the YouTube description box. I'll send it to you for free. Another thing I do is I'll rake into that bend. So with the right hand, I'm kind of muting the strings as all of them as I go down in there. And I have the palm of my hand, so I can show you this. See, the only note I want to hear is this high E string. Practice that. Right? They're all muted, and they're muted because my hand is laying right on the strings, except the high E is not. You gotta kind of find your sweet spot on your guitar, but then when you get it, so you get that little nuance before the bend. Now the other thing I like to do, just to give you some more variation, is sometimes I'll do the quick bend, but then I'll hold it. Again, it gives you a very different sound than if I was to take that bend and just hold it, or hit it a couple times, or bend and vibrato it. Kind of gives you that real wah-wah, that real kind of quick kind of bend up to that note. That's another bend I like on that first finger, bending the flat to major third bend on that G string. Notice I kind of have my finger and I kind of turn it to the side as I'm bending down. Notice that time I bent twice on the G string. Did 2 quick bends and then let it down with vibrato. Pull off, root note. All kinds of things you could do with this quick bend. I'd like to tell you a little bit about the gear that I use in each lesson. This is a 2013 Paul Reed Smith Paul's guitar, made in America. It has a 408 pickup in the bridge position, and in the neck position it has a Paul's guitar pickup. I really like this guitar a lot. I get some great sounds out of it. And I'm playing through a Paul Reed Smith MT15 tube amp. Has the 6L6 tubes in it. I have the gain about 70%, and I'm plugged from the guitar straight into the front of the amp. And the only effects I'm using is in the effects loop. I have a splash of delay and splash of reverb with a Keeley Caverns pedal. And that's it. Give some of these licks and devices a try. I think you'll find that they can really spice up your solos, and they're easily transitionable in different keys, and you could find uses for them. Unlimited, change the notes up like I talked about, vary the licks, right? Have fun with them. Put your own spin on them. Please remember to subscribe to the channel. That's really important. It helps us keep bringing the content. We'll let you know when we have new content out also. Give the video a like, click the thumbs up button, share it, leave a comment below. And if you want to see a lot of the techniques and devices and the different soloing strategies that I talk about in my lessons, I have tons of that stuff in my new record, in my original songs. And I just released my new record with my band, original band, Mindcell. And I'd really appreciate if you would check it out, and I'd love to hear your feedback on the record. And the record is streaming on all the digital platforms. I'll put links to it in the YouTube description box below. You can also download the digital record on Amazon, and you can even, we have it on CD too, that you can get it on in CD format if you like the hard copy. I'll put all those links below, but please check out the record and let me know what you think. I'd love to hear your feedback on the guitar tones, on the leads, the soloing strategies, on the production, on the songs. Let me know what you think. Thank you so much for tuning in. Please stay tuned. I got tons more content, killer content coming up, you know, in all genres and in beginner, intermediate, all levels. I'll even have some more acoustic lessons coming soon. Let me know your feedback on the lessons, or if you want to see anything special. And I so appreciate your kind words. I get tons of emails and tons of comments all the time, and they're so nice and wonderful, and I really appreciate it, and it means a lot to me. And I thank you from the bottom of my heart. So thanks for tuning in. Remember, your guitar playing is an evolution. I will see you in the next lesson. Rock on.